How's it going, guys? Today for a video I want to talk about a topic that I think is extremely important, yet for some reason not a lot of people talk about it. So today we're going to talk about how to negotiate when you actually get an offer from a company. So recently a lot of my patrons' questions have shifted from, hey Kevin, how do I get this interview, to, hey Kevin, I got this offer, how do I negotiate? So first off, that's an awesome problem to have. Congrats on getting your offer. So today I wanted to offer just 3 different tips that I have for you guys on how to effectively negotiate your offer. So my first tip for you guys today, and I think really the first rule of negotiating, is simply that you can actually always negotiate. So I think a lot of people get these offers and they feel like they have to just say yes. They don't really think about the consequences of actually saying yes in that moment and what it could mean further down the road. So I think by initially just saying yes, you might be starting on first base instead of potentially starting on second or third base, metaphorically speaking. So a lot of people have this opinion that you actually can't negotiate or that you shouldn't, but I would argue that you should always negotiate because there's always money left on the table if you don't. So in my opinion, you should actually always negotiate. You should just make sure that you're negotiating the right way. And a really simple way to do that is just that when you negotiate, make sure that you're able to actually back up what you want and give reasons as to why you deserve those things. My second tip today is to never ever give a number, but always know what your number is. So that's 2 parts, right? Never ever give your number and know what your number is. So let's break that down. The first part, what I really mean, is to never actually give the number that you would want to the person that you're talking to. So a very common thing is once an employer or a company actually realizes that they want to hire you, the first thing they'll typically do is have a recruiter or an engineering manager or whoever get on the phone with you and kind of ask you in one way or another, hey Kevin, what's your desired compensation or yearly salary that you're looking for? And in my opinion, it actually can really never help you answering that question, and I'm going to explain why. So by someone actually asking you that question, I don't think you ever win. I don't think any number you can actually give is the right number. I think it can only hurt you in the end. So I think you can end up in one of 2 places, really. So maybe the recruiter asks me, hey Kevin, what's your expected salary? To which I answer, I want X dollars per year. And so in reality, if I name X, and X is way lower than the company was expecting to pay for me, I've now essentially just told them that I would be happy getting X dollars per year, and I would essentially sign an offer if they gave that to me. But the problem with doing that is you're kind of lowballing yourself. So maybe the company was actually willing to pay X plus 20 or X plus 50. And now all of a sudden you're confined to X simply because you named that number, panicking on the phone when a recruiter asked you, how much money do you want to make? On the other side of things, you could actually end up answering that question on the upper end of the spectrum. So maybe the company is only willing to pay X for me, and all of a sudden I've named a number that's X plus 50. And the reason why I think naming a number too high can be dangerous is now simply the company might not actually want to negotiate with you. Maybe the company will simply say, Kevin, that's not really realistic, but what we'll do is we'll give you X minus 10. And if you don't want to take it, that's too bad. The other reason that this could be bad is now maybe the company will actually focus on other candidates who have named more realistic or better numbers in their case, and they'll actually invest more time in reeling in those candidates as opposed to trying to reel in your own expectations. So now for the second part of this tip was know your number. And what I really mean by that is even though you're not actually going to give a number, I think it's important before negotiating with a company to actually set your own expectations. So what I mean by that is really just have a number that you would be happy with, have a number that you would be okay with, and if you actually got that number or more, you would be happy to sign. I think by doing that, it really helps negotiating simply because you don't have to toss back and forth so much as to whether or not you want to take an offer. You've kind of decided beforehand, okay, if I were to get X, I would be happy with that, and I would take the offer. My third and final tip today, guys, is simply to just always be respectful. Again, negotiating is something that you should always do, but like I said, you should always do it the right way. And the first and foremost thing that you should always do is be respectful with whoever you're talking with and however you're delivering the information or persuading someone that you think you deserve what you're asking for. Whenever you're being respectful, it'll help ensure that even if you ask for something that the company can't actually do or give to you, it'll make sure that they just say something along the lines of, you know, Kevin, I'm sorry, we actually can't fulfill that request right now. So really, in the worst case, the only thing that happens is they say, sorry, we can't do that. And you move on and maybe get a different number that you would still be happy with anyways. The best outcome of this is that you name the number that you want, you do it respectfully, and you actually get what you want. The middle ground is more of the fact when you say, I want X plus 10, and they say, sorry, we can't give you that, but how about we give you X plus 5? So those are my 3 tips on how to effectively negotiate an offer that you've received from a company. Just to recap, my first tip was to always negotiate. My second tip was to never name your number, but always know your number. And my third tip was to simply be respectful. If you guys enjoyed this video, do me a favor, leave the video a like and subscribe to the channel for more. If you guys have any topics or concepts you want me to cover, be sure to leave a comment and let me know what it is. And I'll see you guys next
time. This ain't what you think, but you my little baby, I'ma ride you back to sleep, yeah. Have you grab my shit, yeah.